Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use autofocus on your camera. So first thing we need to do is go ahead and set our lens to autofocus. You're going to notice on your Canon that you see an AF and MF switch. Make sure it's on AF, which stands for autofocus. Once we've set our lens, we can go ahead and turn our camera on. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to set my shooting mode to program, which is P, but go ahead and use whatever mode that you are most comfortable in or are directed to use. Now, having our camera in autofocus means that the camera is going to focus for us. Anytime you hear the word auto, which stands for automatic, the camera is going to do the work for you. So when it comes to taking a picture, it means that it's going to focus for you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at what's called our shutter button. Your shutter button is the button that takes a photo. Now it does two things actually. In autofocus, when you hold it halfway down, it is going to focus your lens. You're going to notice the lens here move, as well as maybe make some noise. That slight movement was the camera focusing, and when you hear that beep, it means that the camera has now focused. Halfway down, once you hear the beep, take a photo. If I look back at my photo, I have a successful image. Somewhere in my photo, there's focus. But where there is focus, the camera chose for me. It looks like right now that I have focus in my front mannequin, but what if I wanted the focus to be here or here? So there is an option to change what is called your focal points or your focus points. So in order to do that, and there's a couple ways to do it, let's start by looking at the viewfinder. So remember, your viewfinder is here. Now right now when you have your settings on your screen, it means that your viewfinder is active. You can look through your viewfinder and be able to see what you're taking a photo of. I'm going to now go to what's called our magnify option. You're looking for the plus sign on the magnify. When I click on that, it's going to show us our autofocus point selection. You'll see here that you're in automatic selection and that all of the points are orange, and that means that the camera is going to choose the focus point for you. The center being the center of the photo, left, right. So what we're looking at here is which part of the image is going to be in focus. When it's in automatic selection, the camera is making that choice. But if we scroll on our main dial, we can change it. Notice that it changes to say manual selection. And as I scroll on the main dial, different boxes light up. Whichever box I choose is the area of the photo that's going to be in focus. So if I want the mannequin that was in the middle of my photo to be in focus, then I'm going to make sure just the middle box is selected. Okay, now you can't see this happening on screen because everything is being viewed in the viewfinder, but I'm going to go ahead and hold down my shutter button halfway, let it beep, and then take a photo. And what we should see in our photo is that the focus has changed to the center of the picture instead of somewhere else. We could do the same thing with the far away mannequin if we wanted to set our focus to the area on the right. Halfway down to focus, and then to take a photo all the way down. Now let's say that you weren't using the viewfinder. So let's go ahead and switch to what's called our live view. Here's your live view button. And live view means that you can now see what you're taking a picture of on the screen. Now if I go back to my magnify option, it will actually magnify the photo, but it's not giving me those same focus point options. Instead, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move around what's called my focus box. This is your focus point, this white box. You can use these keys here, these are called your cross keys, and use them like arrows. Move them left, right, up and down, and wherever that box is where your focus is going to be. Now I could from here just hold down my focus or my shutter halfway. Notice sometimes it might take a little while. Once it beeps, it'll also turn the box green, and then I'm going to press down all the way. Now that mannequin and that part of the photo is in focus. You do have the option to magnify that area if you want to see it a little bit better. Hold down your focus or your shutter button to focus. And you can see a little bit better if it's working. Looks like it's struggling here. So let's go ahead and change the spot a little bit. There we go. It just lets me see a little bit better when I can magnify the image. And now that it's in focus, notice the green square, I can take a photo. right? And that's how you focus in auto mode.